Hey all, Sirturmund here again. So today I wanted to bring you guys some Jayce Sentinel control. It's been a while since I covered Shadow Isles PNC control deck. So I think it was about time because I think this deck is pretty good in the current meta, right? So if you're not familiar with this deck, the whole idea is that you're just playing, combining the PNC and Shadow Owl package to be able to just remove anything that the opponent might summon, right? So you're taking advantage of both the control tools and removal tools from both units, while at the same time progressing towards a big level up with Jayce and progressing towards a big Albus Ferros that can just push so much burn damage into the Nexus to be able to kill them with. Usually, you're controlling the board, right? So you have Thermo to remove things, you have Mystic, Battle Feast, you have Piercing Darkness, you have Shock Blast, you have Triple Vengeance. So all these tools allow you to remove anything that the opponent might summon. In the meantime, you're pushing a lot of chip damage because you have Sentinels, both the Burgundy Sentinel and the Burus Sentinel. You have Elise, right? All of these cards are fearsome that can push a lot of damage when the opponent doesn't have enough blockers, because you can remove their blockers with Mystic Shot or other cards, right? So you're pushing all this chip damage with fearsome, and then you're able to set up for a point where you can literally just burn the opponent down with Ferros, with Albus Ferros, or even with the Shock Blast, to be honest, right? In the meantime, you also have stuff like Financier, which with Shadow Owls and PNC just gets you so much value. Like you can get stuff like Vengeance, right? Or you can get other burn that you can take advantage of, which is so good in these two regions. Obviously, we play Glimpse of Draw, Fortune Tomorrow, so that we have some fearsome blockers that are not our Sentinels, as well as, get some value from the fact that we have a lot of six cast spells. And Loot Travelers is a little bit more drop for us, and it's so good in the current meta, can hit a lot of things that the opponent might have. And then obviously, our champions, Jayce, right? Jayce levels up, and everything that you play, every 6 cast spell that you play, the first one each round is going to be duplicated. So that's what I'm talking about. You can just burn them down by doing, for example, a double Shock Blast that hits their face or something like that, as you'll see in some of the games today. And then one of Bias to be able to pull some of the big units that the opponent might have. And if she gets the level up, then, even better, right? And then, yeah, Albus Ferros is just so good. So Albus Ferros is so good because it gets you your Jayce, which is really critical for this deck. And it's really easy for Albus Ferros' ability to just be doing, like, so much damage, right? So, he starts with 1, and each 6 cast spell is going to increase that. Unfortunately, right now, the Jayce duplicated spell doesn't count for him, but Riot is aware of this, and Riot is going to fix this net patch. So, net patch, this strategy is going to be even worse because, even better. By worse, I mean even better. Like, it's going to be even crazier because it's going to go back to counting the duplicated spells from Jayce, because right now it's currently not counting that because of the cast to play change. But again, Riot say they're going to fix that, and they're going to make it so that copies count as played, so that it counts towards the Albus Ferros when you copy with the Jayce spell, with the Jayce ability. So yeah, so this is kind of the definition of the deck. Again, it's really good as a control deck. That can beat a lot of different decks, but because it's a control deck, it is still kind of vulnerable to some of like the Shurima decks, right? So like Mono Shurima can still do really well versus this because we're not playing Aftershock. Ziggs Taliyah can do pretty well into this. It does a little bit better into the Demacia because we have a lot more blockers, like big attack blockers. But it can still struggle quite a bit against Rally as well. But anyways, hope you enjoyed the games coming up soon. And as always, please stay for the end of the video for some mulligan tips. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Ezreal Heimerdinger, which is like the aggro version of this deck. I think Battle Feast is good. I think Jayce is really good. I don't know about Loot Travelers, but I don't hate it either, as potentially be able to discard some of the stuff that they might have, like Heimer. I think I Loot, because the most expensive card is usually Heimer, or whatever 6 cost spells they get from the Ferros Financier. Oh, this is such a good start. This is a good start because Battle Feast will kill anything that the opponent summons, right? Thermo can kill some of their bigger units, although Thermo can be a little bit riskier. Oh, Mystic Shot is also pretty good here. Like, the opponent doesn't want to summon anything and doesn't want to give us something that we can kill, right? Here we can do the Ferros Financier and just present some damage. Assembly Line, I think, is really good. I think Assembly Line is really good because Assembly Line gives us two blockers that the opponent has a really hard time dealing with. I don't mind attacking with everything here. Losing the Financier is whatever, I think, right? We don't want to commit, right? Because the moment that we commit something, opponent's going to do something in response. So I don't think it's ever correct to actually commit there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Aloof Travelers right now to try to tag the Heimer before the Heimer comes down on the field. Although, actually, no, we're not going to tag the Heimer because the opponent just did the Ferros Financier. So we're going to tag whatever they got from that. What we can do is just Jayce, right? We can just do Jayce here, I guess. I don't mind the Challenger. I don't mind the Challenger because the opponent plays Chompers, right? So the opponent's playing Chompers, so the Challenger actually ends up being pretty good for us, I think. Double Conchologist, so yeah, this deck just, man, generates so much value, man. Literally, all the cards that the opponent has played have been value. We might have to just Battle Fist, to be honest. Okay, no, we don't need to Battle Fist just yet, is what the opponent just told us. What I like to do, though, I want to do Assembly Line. But I'm very scared of Heimer. Heimer only has 4 HP, so we can actually do Vengeance. Let's Battle Fist now. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to Battle Fist. No, wait, because we have Jayce to kill the Heimer as well, right? So the opponent is never doing the Heimer. So I think we just do this. I think we just do this and start working on the Jayce level up. If the opponent does the Heimer, we can just challenge it with the Jayce. So opponent can never safely put Heimer on the field. If the opponent passes, I think we just pass back. Because while we do want to attack here, if the opponent is burning 5 mana, it's worse for them, I think. So I'm willing to pass if the opponent passes back. Because if we can level up Jayce and then do a big, like the gate next turn, the acceleration gate, that could be game swinging, right? Opponent has 3 freaking cards generated from Conchologist and the Financier. I guess technically we did just generate a card from it as well that actually gave us a lot of good blockers, so I cannot complain too much about it. But this is such a good card against them because opponent really has a lot of tools. Yeah, and we pass. You wanna burn that mana? Be my guest. You wanna burn that mana? Be my guest. Yep, we just Vengeance this right now. We get the level up on Jayce. Opponent's gonna try to Mystic Shot the Burgundy Sentinel to be able to get value there, and then we just Battle Fist one of the Conchologists, right? Oh, it's gonna be this. Okay, cool. We still do the same thing here. I'm not scared of the Fearsome Turret. Ooh, okay, so he's gonna just kill it now. Okay, so he also got this from Conchologist. So he got both cards that he got from Conchologist is what he used right there, by the way. So now he gets to have a full blocker board, which is a little bit annoying. Question is here, how do I do this now then? Is the acceleration gate worth it? Probably not. I want to be able to kill the Heimer. I don't think we can let that Heimer stay on the field. The way to kill, we can kill the Heimer with the thermal. So we can do Elise here and then kill the Heimer with a thermal, right? We lose the value from not being able to trigger Jayce this turn, which is a little unfortunate. I'm gonna pass. I want him to play whatever that card was before we do anything. Yeah, so he discarded the Death Ray. Okay, cool. That was the only card in the top cards on his deck. I'm A-okay with that. So here we just do the Vengeance. I'm gonna keep the Piercing Darkness from when I need to heal. We still have Mystic Shot to deal with the turrets that he's gonna summon here. He shouldn't have another. Yeah, he's just gonna summon a bunch of turrets. He's just gonna summon a bunch of turrets while getting rid of our units. Okay, so he's actually gonna try to kill the Jayce. I guess try is an understatement. He's actually gonna succeed, right? This is 2, 4, 5. This is also dealing 2 here. If we had a second Mystic, opponent would get punished by this because the Jayce will stay alive, but we don't have a second Mystic. So I guess we just let this go. Yeah, I guess we have to let this go. We did enjoy the second Mystic, so an opponent gets another Death Ray on the top. So an opponent gets another removal. Yeah, second Mystic will have punished the opponent. What if we just don't give him space? What if we actually just don't give him space to summon the other turrets? How? Well, no, we have to, right? Because that would be taking too much damage if we did it that way. So we have to do it like this, I guess. Opponent did it the way that they did it so that they could just replay their turrets, right? But the opponent's down to not that many cards. And we have the Piercing Darkness to heal ourselves back up. This is pushing just 2 damage. You know what? Let's start with Baloo. Bye-bye, Trisha Barrage. That's a good hit. So that's what he got from the Financier, right? Let's start like this. Even if he's Ezreal. Jumpers, okay. Even if he's Ezreal, it's not enough. We have Thermal for it. We'll go ahead and just go with the fearsome attackers. We have blockers for everything else. Opponent can just jump this with this, right? That's okay. Opponent should try to kill this. He should never try to kill this one. Because if the opponent tries to kill this one, okay, that's fine. I'll take the 5 damage. I take the 5 damage. I still have enough to kill the Ezreal here, which is what we're gonna go for. We have to deal with this Ezreal no matter what. And I think that turn was perfect. Opponent's gonna... Ooh, opponent didn't even get to kill the Sentinel. Does the second Ezreal, so next time we do the Piercing Darkness on it. With Jayce on the field, that's huge, right? I think we just pass, right? I want the opponent to commit the Mystic first, because opponent still has access to the Viktor death rate thing. So opponent could technically do Mystic plus the Viktor rate to be able to kill our Jayce, because Jayce only has 5 HP, right? So I want to pass first, and once the opponent commits the Mystic, that's when I'll be able to do the yeah, there we go. That's when I'll be able to do the Jayce and do the double Piercing Darkness. Don't mind the Challenger. Maybe... I don't mind the Challenger. I think I need to be able to clear the board a little bit. So now, if he has another Mystic, that'll be a punish. But if he doesn't, then the Piercing Darkness is just going to get to him. And be able to kill the Ezreal. While also healing us all the way to full. Which is what I was going for, right? I'm pretty sure the opponent's going to have the Viktor death rate. But if the opponent doesn't do it right now, then the double Piercing Darkness is going to happen, right? I guess he's only healing 1 though, right? Yeah, so there you go. So he did have the second Mystic. Unfortunate, right? So he has the second Mystic. So we do the Piercing Darkness. Heal back up to 15. That's his second Ezreal, right? We still have our fearsome. We still have our fearsome attackers. And we can technically do the acceleration gate to be able to win with them. Although I don't think that's necessary just yet. I don't think it's necessary to commit the acceleration gate. I think we just go like this. Force the opponent to commit the third. We have already killed 2 Ezreals. And we have already killed 1 Heimer, right? So opponent will need to get their Ezreal. We still have 15 HP. Opponent has no fearsome blockers. They go to 6. Man. Okay, they still go down to 8. We have... This puts them down to 6. Now they do have a lot... They have a pretty wide board, which is the annoying part here. But I don't know if I need to actually attack. Shock Blast is really good. Shock Blast puts them at 5. We go down to 7. Opponent could have like Get Excited and stuff, so I need to be careful about that, right? If we block here, then we're making ourselves vulnerable to like any pain, like a Poke Stick, which I don't think is correct. So I think we just go like this. And we go down to 9. I think 9 is safer. I think 9 is a lot safer than 5. right? Ah, sorry, then 6. We still have access to Fearsome here, which is going to hit for another 3. So the Fearsome is going to hit for 5, and then the Shock Blast will finish the game. If the opponent has, let's say, Assembly Line over here, we can Piercing Darkness one of it and Thermal the other one. So opponent still shouldn't have Fearsome blockers. Opponent needs to have a way to kill the Sentinel, right? And if they have to get excited, they need to do it to the Sentinel, which I think they don't want to. So I think they're getting greedy with the get excited. Like, really greedy with the get excited, right? Oh, okay, well, that's game. That's game, because this is gonna hit for, like, I think 5, and then we just do the Shock Blast. We have exact mana for it to finish the game. So he has to worry about the Fearsome, he has to worry about the Albus Ferros. That's all we needed, though. As soon as we drew this, we won the game. So this is doing a lot of damage. With 4 mana, I don't know if the opponent has enough. I don't think the opponent has enough with 4 mana to stop this. Because this is doing 5. Yeah, so this is doing exactly 5. It does the Mystic. That puts us down to 7. And opponent loses to the Shock Blast right here. Opponent shouldn't have... With 3 cards, the opponent doesn't have enough to kill us, right? With 3 cards, the opponent doesn't have enough to kill us. It was actually a little bit unsafe for us to do it that way. We probably needed to... Okay, there you go. He had the Assembly Line. So we probably needed to actually do the Shock Blast first, just in case that the opponent actually had... Like, just in case that this was actually not doing 5, but it doesn't matter. I was pretty sure that it was at least 5 or higher, right? Because this already does 2 naturally. We had already leveled up Jayce, which means that we had already done at least another 2. So yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Ziggs Taliyah. So this is a little bit of a problem, right? This deck should do very well against control decks. So it's a little bit annoying. I honestly don't mind the Piercing Darkness at all. I think the Piercing Darkness is actually pretty darn good at dealing with like a 6. It just gets punished by like Hourglass, which is a little bit unfortunate. But we'll see. I'm going to play around the opponent not having Hourglass, I guess. We can do the Battle Piece if we wanted to kill this. Don't know if it's worth it. I think the Battle Piece is better kept for the Rock Hopper. Yep, there you go. So we do Battle Piece here, eat up the Vulnerable, and now the opponent cannot attack with the Chemist either. So a Battle Piece is going to save us all that HP. We can do the Sentinel here. Start setting up for... like a lot of value. Of course, they always get the devout. They always get the devout, man. They always get the devout. Okay. Guess opponent is playing around Thermal. That's why they did it like this. Yeah, so they play this way because they want to play around the Thermal. Said that I'm not too concerned about it. If we do this, I think opponent is trolling a little bit. We do this, we can just attack. If the opponent blocks with the 6, it means that they just die to like a Mystic Shot, right? So I think it's fine for us to push the 5-7 damage right now and threaten the opponent to be able to die to a Mystic Shot. So now, if the opponent tries to block with 6, they lose to the Mystic Shot. If they don't, they take 7 damage. So opponent's kind of in a tough spot. I guess they could have Quicksand. I'm worried about the Quicksand. Oh, Pokestick? Sure. Let's do it like this, I guess. I have double Mystic Shot, so I don't mind putting both Mystic Shots on the 6. I guess the question is, do we first do the Baruch Sentinel? No. Let's just do it like this. Opponent could have the Hourglass, but doesn't look like they do. Don't want to give them the value from the Rite of Arcane if I can help it. The problem is that the opponent could have Taliyah right here, so they get to duplicate this. Yep. The good thing for us is that we can kill Taliyah here with the Piercing Darkness and not have to commit the Vengeance just yet. Even if the opponent has to rival Earth. Ooh, okay. That sucks, but it's not the end of the world either. Opponent gets all their stuff back. We get to Shock Blast next turn to kill both of the both of the fearsome guys. The Hextech Anomaly, I think, is the answer that we need to be able to get something else. Don't know if what we have right now is enough. So Taliyah levels up. We still have Vengeance. Opponent obviously already used 1 Hourglass. We can do the Shock Blast here. Opponent has Battle Negation. We're a little bit punished by this. But aside from that, I'm okay with that. Opponent's down to 5 cards. Yep, there we go. We kill both of the fearsome attackers, which is the scary part. We can Vengeance the Taliyah next turn. The Minefield doesn't matter to us. I guess opponent's trying to have a fast-paced turn, I guess. Vengeance is nice. Challenger, Scout, Overwhelm. So I guess we have to do the Vengeance on this guy instead. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to Vengeance the Arsenal instead. He didn't get the spell he didn't get the spell shield, so at least that's a good thing. We're gonna Vengeance the Arsenal. Opponent doesn't have enough mana for Battle Negation. Could have another mana for another Hourglass if they have it. Decides to instead do this. Wow, so we need to do this now. So we need to do this now so that we can prevent the spell shield from triggering. Potentially a spell shield will lose us the game. Unfortunately, we take a lot of damage here, right? We're taking 10 damage now. Not if we do this. We do Bile Feast, so now we only take 4 damage instead of 10. So now we only take 4 damage instead of 10. We have another Vengeance for next turn to be able to deal with the Taliyah, as well as have the Guru Sentinel on the field. Now, if we get Jayce or we get the Ferros, we're gonna be in a good spot. I like doing the Thermal on the Taliyah instead of doing the Vengeance, because the Vengeance we can do a fast speed, right? While the Thermal we cannot. Yeah, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the Thermal here. Even if the opponent has Absolver, it's not enough. And then we have the Vengeance to be able to actually kill the next Taliyah. Or if the opponent also has another Arsenal, we still have the Vengeance plus Mystic Shock combo. So I think that's fine. I really need Jayce. Jayce would be so good here. This sucks. Okay. I don't want to commit the Shock Blast. I want to commit the Shock Blast on his bigger... On like the ones that he get later, right? Do I need to commit the Shock Blast now? I guess I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to. So I'm gonna have to commit the Shock Blast now, just because I cannot allow the opponent to just push 6 damage here, I think. It sucks because we're just giving access to the landmarks, which sucks. But I think it's fine to prevent that 6 damage. Come on, give us something good. Give us something good. Another Shock Blast. This also lets us push for 7 here, because the opponent has no way to stop this. We still have Vengeance, we still have Piercing Darkness for the 6. The Shock Blast is actually really good, except that it's going to change to something else, right? So it's not really going to do anything for us. Send us a Rise, and we finally get the Jayce. So we finally get the Jayce, and the opponent has... I think I have to wait for the opponent to attack. I have to wait for the opponent to attack before we commit the Jayce. I think committing the Jayce at this moment is actually a misplay. Because it means that the Jayce can get killed by the opponent attacking and doing something else, right? I like the quick attack. I like the quick attack over the Challenger in this scenario. So for us to push some damage here, right? We can Shock Blast to kill anything that the opponent might draw. I guess we get punished by a Rider Negation, right? Oh wait, we don't have the Shock Blast because the Shock Blast was from this. We can do the Acceleration Gate and just push a lot of damage. I think this is fine. I think this is fine. I think we'll do the Acceleration Gate right now. I think Acceleration is good because it gives everything quick attack. Opponent needs to deal with this, right? Opponent cannot just let this go. Opponent really used 2 of the stun landmarks. of the explosive. Yeah, I already used 2 of the explosive. Only down to 3 cards. All of these guys are pushing a lot of damage. Okay, so that's okay with me. So that's Rider Negation gone, right? So that's Rider Negation gone. We can attack with the Sentinel, to be honest. We can attack with the Sentinel, because we can just kill this Devout later. Yeah, we can kill the second Devout later. Opponent decides not to even block here. We have access to the Vengeances. I think this is fine. We did give him the space to do that, which is a little bit unfortunate. We have double Vengeance to deal with anything that the opponent might summon. Ascendus Arise again? Really? Okay. I don't want to commit the Vengeance in this, but we might have to. Yeah, I think this is fine. I didn't want to commit anything until the opponent committed his attack, but I think this is fine here. Yeah. So there's still a big quick attack blocker that the opponent needs to deal with. We can still go ahead and do the Sentinel. Just eat this up before the opponent can summon a 6. Man, opponent has so much draw. That's the one problem about this deck that they're playing. It just has so much draw, man. Shift this. Oh, there we go. That's what I was looking for. That's all I needed. The moment that we draw this, we kind of just win the game, because now we can Shock Blast to remove his blockers. Actually, we can just Shock Blast to the face, right? This will deal 6 to the face, and then the Ferros is going to be able to do the damage that he needs. We just do this. This deals 6 to the face, and then Ferros' attack will be able to do the damage that he needs to finish the game. Unless the opponent has one more stun landmark, if he draws the last one, because he just got a bunch of draw here. We can also just kill him with Mystic Shot next turn as well, by the way, so either way is fine. But yeah, this is really lethal here. We attack with everything, right? Yeah, we just attack with everything because opponent only has 2 blockers. So opponent needs to deal with this, which is dealing 9 to the Nessus, and also deal with the attackers. So yeah, GG's. We were able to pull through that one. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Ezreal Caitlyn. Now, I think we have a decent game against Ezreal Caitlyn, right? We have a lot of nice early blockers. I don't mind the thermal. We are also attacking on 3, which means that we can do the Sentinel and have the thermal as a backup to be able to kill a Caitlyn if the opponent summons her on 3. Jayce might be a little bit greedy to keep in our hand, but I think it's fine. Battlefeast can tag a couple of things, but maybe Battlefeast could have been the one that went away. I still think it's fine. I think the smart thing here is to save our mana. So even though we have the Financier, I think we always just save our mana, do the Sentinel first, and then have Thermal for like a potential Caitlyn next turn. So we do it like this, right? Station Archivist. So hear me out. We're gonna Thermal this right now. So we're gonna Thermal this right now because opponent shouldn't have a way to deal with this. With 3 mana, opponent should have a way to stop the Sentinel unless they have Mystic plus Flock. This way we can go ahead and attack with the Sentinel and push 5 damage. Yeah, so there you go. So they have to do Thermal, but we still get to push 5 damage through, which is a big deal in this matchup. So that means they got the Thermal from her, right? Now that does mean that they get to advance their Tribing twice, which is a little bit unfortunate. But he's probably gonna have to block this now, right? I'm thinking that summoning Jayce this early is not correct. I'm thinking I want to summon the Jayce when he's actually ready to go. The True Barat I think is awesome. I think True Barat is so good in this matchup. Counts as a... Oh, okay, cool. I like the buy. I like the buy. We still have the Mystic Shot. We have the Battle Feast. Opponent's Tri-Beam is at 3 damage because he's done 2 3-cost cards. We know the opponent's getting another Thermal. So he could Thermal this right now, but if he does that, we can respond with Mystic Shot. And we do it like this anyway. So we still respond with Mystic Shot, and now we're pushing another 6 damage. So anything that the opponent did here was going to get respawned. Yeah, okay, so he has to have a flock, right? So if he's doing it like this, he has to have a flock. And that's one less flock that we have to worry about for later. And we're still pushing two damage. Okay, so there you go. So he gets the flock. Cool. So we lose the buy. He gets the flock. We still get... So that's one less flock we have to worry about for Jayce. But it probably has the thermal already, though. So that's a problem. Piercing Darkness is a little bit awkward right now because we have full health. Opponent has the thermal, right? So that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to bait us out to doing that. I think we're gonna do the Sentinel here and just push 3 damage if the opponent doesn't want to do anything. I'm gonna pass. I want the opponent to commit whatever they just drew from her first. So if the opponent's doing this, we can just do the Jayce now, right? Don't we just do the Jayce now? And just push with the quick attack? Why wouldn't I do the Jayce here?
All day, every day, Reggie.
Why wouldn't I do the Jayce here and just push damage? This also enables the Sentinel now, so we have a fearsome attacker. You can flock this here, I guess. You can flock this here, but we still get to attack with the fearsome, which means that you have to block with your Archivist. Yeah. Okay, so he's gonna flock here. This means that you still have to block with your Archivist. Right? And we still attack with Jayce. I think we attack with everything, because if the opponent blocks the Spiderling, that means that we push 4 damage, which is better for us than anything, right? So at the very least here, we push 1 damage because we attack with everything. Jayce is still pretty far from leveling, though, right? He's still 2 away. So the opponent could have the thermal here. The thermal is not enough. We have a second Jayce. Okay, so we lose the thermal. So the opponent's gonna try to do thermal on this Jayce, right? If that's the case, I want to do the Sentinel, because then I'm gonna respond to his thermal with us using Vengeance. So we know the opponent has thermal because he saw it early on in the round with the Archivist, and that's the only way that the opponent can kill the Jayce. If they don't do the thermal right here and try to kill the Sentinel instead, yeah, there you go. So now we can do the Vengeance here. And now we're pushing another 6 damage next turn. So we do the Vengeance in response, and we push 6 damage on the opponent. And just like that, opponent is closer and closer to dying. Because remember, opponent is playing Caitlyn Ezreal, which means that they don't have any way to heal. Wow, he's desperate, right? So this is desperate. So literally all we need to do is just level up Jayce. If we can level up Jayce and be able to do the double true shot barrage into any opponent, we win the game. So I think we do it like this. We do the Burgeoning Sentinel, right? We do the Piercing Darkness. Did the opponent really draw that third Jayce? I mean, sorry, did the opponent really draw that third flock? I guess they did. Guess opponent drew the third flock. Yeah, there you go. This is fine, right? Like I talked about, the whole point here is that we have leveled up Jayce, right? And we have enough mana that we can play Jayce next turn. Because what I'm scared about here is going to be Thriving. So I don't want to summon the Jayce and just die to an open Thriving right on the stack, right on the stack. We could get rid of all their blockers right here too, by the way. So opponent has Thriving. I'm gonna put the opponent on having Thriving.
I'm so good, I surprised myself. Time for a true display of skill.
I'm still passing. I'm still passing. Opponent still doesn't have any fearsome blockers, right? Probably needs to do the Mystic Shot right now. And there we go. If opponent taps to 4 mana, he shouldn't have a way to kill this Jayce. which means that we get the double Trusha Barrage and we win the game. We can go ahead and just, I guess, put Challenger in this just so that we can pull a Fearsome blocker in case that we just don't win this turn. But we win this turn no matter what. Because even if the opponent has Thermogenic Beam, it's not enough to kill the Jayce. Opponent needs to commit like Mystic Shot plus something else, which would take 2 actions. Yeah, so now he's going to try to commit the last Flock or the Scorcher, but that's not enough. Because here we just do this, and we actually kill all his units, as well as just kill the Nexus. So that's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for the opponent to tap out of our way to deal with Jayce, so that we can guarantee that we could duplicate the Trusha Barrage. Yep, there you go. He had the last Flock. Doesn't matter. We get to kill Ezreal and also kill his Nexus because Jayce already doubles the spell right away on the stack as soon as we cast it. Yeah, I think that was clean. But the opponent was kind of forced to do something, right? The opponent was kind of forced to do something because otherwise we had the Fearsome attacking next turn. I guess the opponent could have just not gotten greedy and done Mystic plus Flock on the Sentinel. But then that's also pretty bad for them, right? So yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Feel the Rush. So kind of like a control versus control matchup. You know what? I think Albus is pretty good. I think Albus is actually pretty good. And I like the Vengeance to be able to deal with their Trundle early on. And the Glimpse to just get Thunder. I'm going to keep this whole hand. I think Albus is really good because Albus guarantees that I can join to the Jayce. Okay, we get the Jayce anyways. But at least that means that if we need a second Jayce, we'll have the second Jayce available. We'll do the Elise here. And what we're going to do is that on this turn, we're not going to open. We're going to pass. Because we're going to pass because the opponent probably wants to play the Catalyst of Eons. And if the opponent wants to play the Catalyst of Eons, there's no point in us attacking because we're going to deal 3 and he's going to heal 3. Opponent doesn't play Catalyst of Eons, so if they do have it, they lose out right there. Opponent's going to pass on us again. I'm going to go ahead and do the Jayce right now. I think I'm okay doing the Jayce right now and be mana efficient on my end. This is pushing 7 damage next turn, while also giving us mana for Vengeance. I think I'm okay with this. Yeah, wow. So opponent decided not to do anything. If they had AoE, decided not to do it. If they had any spells, decided not to do it. So we'll go ahead and just push the 7. Before the opponent can summon a Trundle. Opponent summons Trundle. And we can just Thermo it. Oh, he's gonna just Avalanche, I guess? Or Avalanche Ravine. I guess he could Avalanche Ravine here. Which we probably... So I didn't want to do the Glimpse on the little Spiderling. Just because it could get countered by Battle Feast. So I wanted the opponent to be able to commit double Avalanche or the Ravine before we did it. Now that he does the Avalanche, I think we go ahead and do the Glimpse here. So at least we get value from the Glimpse, right? We don't do it on the Elise because the Elise gets countered by the opponent having... Oh wow, that's a huge draw. By the opponent having Battle Feast. I think I'm just gonna do this. Just tag their Feel the Rush right now. Bye-bye, Feel the Rush. Bye-bye, Feel the Rush. Opponent's at 7 mana next turn, right? I think we go ahead and do the Financier. Opponent could have... I think I'm just gonna Shock Blast. So next time we have... Next time we have 7 plus 3, we're gonna have 10. If I thermo this right now, opponent's gonna be at 7 mana. And also 10. Yeah, I think we just thermo this right now. I think we just thermo this right now and not let them ramp. Because we have enough Vengeance for like the other stuff that the opponent might do. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So you get to heal up. Big whoop. Big whoop. We only have 7, so I don't think we tap out of Vengeance. I think we just go like this. And wait to see what the opponent does. Okay, that's the Trundle. So opponent does Trundle, and I think we Vengeance it. So that's 1 Trundle done. This is also almost leveling up Jayce, right? We need 1 more. And then second, this prevents the Trundle from coming down leveled up, right? which is what I wanna be able to accomplish. I'm okay with the Fortune tomorrow. It still leaves us 6 mana to be able to deal with another Trundle. Okay, Tryndamere. Okay, Tryndamere is a little bit more annoying. Like, actually, a lot more annoying, right? Because Tryndamere doesn't die until later. But he could die later. He could die later. I like the innovation as a blocker. If he's doing this, he's actually gonna give us his Tryndamere for free once we do the vengeance on it. Because now we can just kill it, right? Now we can kill it with vengeance. So now the opponent's gonna need to have. We discarded one Field the Rush, but opponent could easily have a second one. Piercing Darkness can actually not kill Trundle. Harrowing doesn't make sense. Atrocity could be game winning later on. Atrocity could be game winning later on. So we have 9 mana, right? Which means that we can do the Vengeance or the License Innovation and actually get our stuff back. But I think I'm gonna start like this and then just do the Shock Blast and then Vengeance the Tryndamere. Does that make sense? I want my Ferros to be like really big when the time I drop him. And obviously I want my Jayce to also be leveled up. The Tryndamere is kind of annoying. Opponent could Field the Rush next turn. They could also try to do... They could easily have... they have the second Trundle. Oh, damn it. They tap out of... They do tap out of... they tap out of the... Field the Rush next turn, though. Right? It's good for us. We just drop the Vengeance right now and stop the Trundle from leveling. Or is the Tryndamere more scary than the Trundle at this point? I think Tryndamere is more scary. He has a lot more health, right? He has a lot more health, which means that he could potentially just kill us. Opponent could obliterate our whole hand here if they have She Who Wonders, but at least we still have the Baruch Sentinel available. As well as the Albus Ferros. Because the Shock Blast can technically kill Trundle. It would have to be Shock Blast plus Mystic, which actually we don't have. Okay, I forgot about that. We could do the License Innovation right now. And I still have mana for Shock Blast. While also having a decent blocker against Trundle. She Who Wanders deletes everything. Except that it won't delete my Baruch Sentinels, right? So She Who Wanders also deletes his Ice Pillars, which is not horrible for us. Now this is his second Trundle. And if he loses the second Trundle, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble, right? I think you always kill the Fearsome, right? Because if we can kill this Trundle, which we will. Well, I guess no. Well, I guess we cannot kill it, actually. Why did we do the Albus Ferros now? Why did we do the Albus Ferros now and then do the Jayce next turn? Yeah, I mean, go ahead. You have the Vengeance now, right? You've been holding that Vengeance for a while. We can do the Jayce, and we have access to the Shock Blast next turn. Or just Piercing Darkness to kill this guy. And I don't mind the Challenger here. I think we just Piercing Darkness the Trundle. We do lose to Atrocity, huh?
All day, every day, Reggie.
Damn it, because we don't have another Vengeance. If we do the Acceleration Gate right here, we will need to get... We don't have really any good way to do anything here. We have to bait him into blocking with Trundle. We have to bait him into blocking with Trundle for us to have a chance. Otherwise, we lose the game. And if the opponent doesn't block with Trundle, we're only pushing 5. Opponent pushes all that damage next turn. Yeah, they still win the game. Yeah, they're never falling for that bait, right? They're never falling for that bait. I guess what we can do here is heal up. But the opponent still pushes all that damage next turn. We don't have any more vengeances, right? Double vengeance kind of stops us, right? Because now that was our second Jayce and that was our first Albus Ferros. Wish we had the Battlefield to kill this last turn. Opponent just needs to do Field the Rush and they win the game. If he got the second Field the Rush. Can also just win the game right here on the spot by pulling pulling like this. Yeah, there you go. I guess technically they don't win just yet. We go at 2. We need to actually do it like this because the opponent could easily have the Ravine to be able to finish the game with. So what the hell are we doing here? Like, how the hell are we winning this? Is there actually any way for us to win this at all? I guess it's just hoping the opponent doesn't have like Atrocity, right? If opponent has Atrocity, they win the game. But just very nice. So they just very nice and then hit the stairs next turn, or have the Ravine right here and win the game anyways. We have to top deck like a Vengeance. We do run 3 Vengeances, so technically we could top deck it. I just don't know how much that's actually gonna do for us. Yeah, I just don't know how much that's gonna do for us, right? Yeah, that's not enough. It had to be the Vengeance, right? For us to have a chance. Yeah, this doesn't even work either. It's not enough. Like, technically, Atrocity could potentially be enough to kill the Trundle. But because, like, we're only doing 2 and then this is only 3, so that's only 5. So we still don't have enough. If we have one of our bigger units, we could actually kill the Trundle with Atrocity. Maybe the play was to open last turn and at least push the 5 damage. So yeah, GG's. Unfortunate. Opponent played it well, right? Played it really well. I mean, sorry. Like he played to his outs and just completely played patiently, which is what you need to do with that deck. So I give them props. GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against by Viktor, which means that this is gonna be the ambush. I guess maybe somewhere maps now. Deck. I really like the Shock Blast, but I'm thinking I actually need something like Vengeance to be able to deal with Viktor right off the bat before he gets crazy, right? And there you go. Thermo is also really good. Thermo is also excellent. Because we can actually Thermo the Ballistic Bar right here, which I think is actually worth it. I think this is worth it. Ballistic Bar is like one of the engines of this deck, so I think doing the Thermo right now is actually worth it. We have to pass for us to have enough mana to Vengeance the Viktor next turn. I think this is fine. We kill the Ballistic. Now we just have to deal with the Viktor. Without Ballistic, the opponent slowed down a lot, which is a good thing. I want to have it sack mana to be able to kill the Viktor. So if we played any unit, we would have been able to get there. Yeah. I'm just gonna pass, man. I'm not gonna play anything until you play that Viktor now. Okay. So he does that, which means that now we can go ahead and not keep the Vengeance mana open. Oh, look at that. Second Vengeance. Perfect. That's what I was looking for. We can do the Elise. Oh, man. He's getting so much value from the Ferros. We can do the Elise and same thing. You know, we still keep the mana for the Vengeance. We can just open it. Well, I guess we don't want to open attack because then the Feline can block the Financier. We probably don't want that. I just need to keep mana for Vengeance. Just keep mana for Vengeance. Just keep mana for the Vengeance. And this should be fine. So let's see what he does here. You have to commit your champion eventually, man. If you don't commit your Vi or your Viktor, you're just gonna lose the game. The longer the game goes, the better it is for us. Because at one point I can start doing my units. Yeah, again, that's completely fine. At one point I can start doing my units while also still keeping mana for vengeance, right? So the longer the game goes, the better it is for me. Like next time, for example, we can actually put in the Aloof Travelers. Sure. I'll give you the first one. Bye. I'll give you the first one here since you asked for it. We can do the Jayce next turn, right? Or we can also just do the...
I hate traffic.
If we block with Elise, we get punished by a couple things. What if we just level up Elise, honestly? What if we just straight up level up Elise here? Because we have the Elise crawling sensation. Sure. Let's force the opponent to have to do something here to remove the Elise. Otherwise she will level up. We still have enough mana for Vengeance next turn. And that will level up the Jayce, and then we can drop down the Jayce leveled up. He's gonna have to Biofeast something. Gohar? Why is he playing Gohar in this deck? Interesting. I will admit that I did not expect a Gohar in that deck. Oh, look at that. We have another Elise, so we can just level her up. Actually, that's the Elise that we just played, because it says Elise created this card. So we can level up the Elise anyways, while still keeping enough mana for Vengeance. Here comes Viktor. Here comes Vengeance. Jayce is leveled up. That's Viktor number 1. Vi number 1. And let's do it again. I kind of like the Jayce next turn, but I actually also kind of thinking, okay, so he does the well. All right. That's cool. I kind of like the Ferros better than the Jayce. Or we can just Piercing Darkness the second Viktor here. Alright, so now that we have Piercing Darkness, I think I'm just going to take it slow. So now that we have the Piercing Darkness, I'm just going to take it slow. Yep, there we go. We can kill the second Viktor before he gets any value and potentially get Spell Shield. I think I like the Ferros a lot than the Jayce. Sure. You know what? I'm gonna take this because that means that the Ferros is gonna get in for a lot of damage if the opponent doesn't have a way to block him. So if the opponent doesn't play Vengeance here right off the bat, this Ferros is just gonna push so much damage. So now what? You have to kill this Ferros no matter what, whether it's Vengeance, Thermo, or etc. Okay, so you have your own Piercing Darkness. Cool. We got a glimpse. We could have glimpsed that. That was a mistake. We got a glimpse that because we still have enough mana for Biofeast to be able to block a Vi if the opponent has the second Vi here. Yeah, they do. So we have to do the Biofeast here. So we do the Biofeast here. We still have 12. We still have enough mana next time to do Jayce plus do the Shock Blast if we need to. we get the third Vengeance. So this is their second Vi. Opponent's just gonna give it to us like that. In which case, I'm just gonna play it slow and play the Jayce. Let's do the Challenger. If this stays alive, we can just go ahead and pull to kill the Viktor. Opponent's probably gonna kill. Opponent probably wants to kill this right away, right? Oh, if he's gonna do this right now, then I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna kill the Vi for free. So then we have Vengeance for the third Vi later on. I mean, if you're gonna do that, man, that's okay with me. So now that's 2 Vi's gone. 2 Vi gone. Jayce gone. 2 Vi gone. 2 Viktor gone, right? When we need to have the third Vi and have the Viktor. Bots. So he's gonna commit 2 spells here to kill this. We'll glimpse the second spell. We'll glimpse the second spell once he commits it. I guess it could be a Mystic Shot here instead. I kind of like the Aloof. I kind of like starting with Aloof here. See what we hit. Oh, look at that. Bye-bye Ruination. So that protects us. So now we have to worry about that Ruination. Opponent could have a second one, I guess. Opponent probably doesn't want to develop because this Jayce still there. If he kills the Jayce right now, that's okay, I think. So we have a second Jayce in the field. Okay, yeah, there we go. Let's do the glimpse now. I don't know why I keep forgetting to do the glimpse. And actually, we're going to do the glimpse on this guy just so that we play around Mystic Shot. He got that from Financier. Wow. I'm okay with this, right? We just summon second Jayce. I still think giving Challenger is correct. Because he lets us pull anything that the opponent might play here. Like if the opponent has a Ballistic Bot. Yeah. This is also the Jayce that was created, right? So now opponent is down to 9 HP. We can do the Acceleration, Vengeance for the last Viktor. We have double Mystic. Opponent could have more removal here, but we could also draw another Albus Ferros eventually. We have already killed 4 of their champions while also having the Vengeance to kill the 5th. And with other champions, I don't think that this opponent has the pressure to get through to us. Perfect. We just push another 5, and if the opponent goes to 4... Oh my goodness, yeah. So we have enough to kill all their champions. So we have enough to kill all their champions regardless of what the opponent does. Opponent's drawing 3 spells out of the next 5 cards. I don't want to commit the Mystic Shot yet until the opponent commits something else first. Yep. So we're going to commit the Mystics right now. Opponent tap out a Whale, right? So now the opponent will need to have Bile Feast to be able to stop this. And he doesn't have it. And even if the opponent has Bile Feast, we can actually Vengeance whatever target the opponent tries to Bile Feast. So we actually could play around the Bile Feast. We were not being able to beat the Whale. That's why I wanted the opponent to first tap out of 5 mana. But there you go. That worked out. GG's. Hey, welcome back everybody. Hope you enjoyed those games. I had a lot of fun with this deck. As you can see, like how you can just win, and how you can win with like a big Albus Ferros or just Jayce, just putting in so much value, or just straight up just burning the opponent down because of Shock Blast and Mystic Shots, etc. In terms of mulligan, I definitely like keeping Elise, Financier. Pretty much you're keeping your Sentinels and Elise. You're keeping your Fearsome and your Ferros Financier to get some nice value, and then kind of go from there. So keep your early units so that you can do the chip damage early. And go from there. If the opponent has no removal, then I think it's fine to keep Jayce. Otherwise, if you want to deal with a big opponent unit, it's okay to probably keep 1 Vengeance if you need to. But yeah, that's kind of what I would recommend there in terms of mulligan. If you like the video, please make sure to like it below. You can also subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. You can also find us on Twitch and Discord. Both of those are in the description below. And you can also find us on... Twitch, Discord, and Twitter. Wow, I'm horrible at this, huh? You can still see how new I am to this whole YouTube thing. But if you made it this far, you can kind of catch my blooper. I'm not even gonna delete it. Twitch, Discord, Twitter, all in the description below. You can find us there if you want to catch us in other stuff that's not YouTube. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all again tomorrow.